So we are on Sutra 323. Subhakramam nirupakramam cha karma tat samyamat aparanta shnanam arishtevyo va. So karmas are of two kinds, quickly manifesting or slowly manifesting. By samyama on them or on the portents of death, the knowledge and time of death is obtained. So if we go back and we remember, samyama is samadhi beyond samadhi, right? Samyama is when dharana, dhyana, and samadhi are all happening at the same time, spontaneously, just this absoluteness. And when we fall into that depth of kaivalya, we have complete understanding of whatever it is our focus may be. So this is on the karmas, and essentially what this is saying is once we get to this place on karma and understanding, these three kinds of karma, the karma that I bring in with me, that I have not exhausted from past lifetimes, the karma that I'm choosing because I know my soul is strong enough to do it this time around, as well as the karma that I'm going to create with every decision that I make in this lifetime. The samyama on the karmas allows us to see not only where we've come from, but why we're here, and maybe even how this lifetime is going to end. A lot of the conversation when we talk through 323 becomes, why would I want to know that? Like, why would I want to know how and when I'm going to die? It's not even so much about that. It's more about the feeling, that sense of knowing where we've come from and knowing that we don't have to repeat the karmic patterns that are doing soulful damage. So even if it doesn't really seem like soulful damage, we don't have to be repeating these karmas. If we see where we've come from and what we've been able to actually exhaust, then we can honor that those patterns can change in this lifetime. We can choose to exhaust or change that karma. The idea truly would be that at this point in samyama, you're not really worried about your own outcome, nor are you that attached to it. So it would be okay for you to know, of course, for all of us to know what our purpose is and what we're here to do, but it would also be okay to know how this lifetime was going to possibly end, and maybe even when. I think the downfall of some of these in book 3 is that then we have like this idea and we can put impression on it. And I mean, think about that space of living in great fear, right? This idea of, well, I've seen when I'm going to die in this lifetime, so all of a sudden now it's built up this fear or anxiety about when and where that's going to happen. And that's not samyama. You're not in an absolute space at that point. You're in fear and anxiety and way before samadhi. So to be in a space of samyama, it's that place where we're not worried about it. We're not so attached that we would still have fear or anxiety about it. The lovely piece of this more than anything is really about continuing to do svadhyaya, continuing to allow self-study to happen so that we can always gaze inward to see what we need to change and fix and transform so that we can move forward, not only in this lifetime, but soulfully as well, so that we can sort of graduate our traumas and our challenges so that we can move into something bigger, better, cleaner, so that we live happier and more peaceful. Even in book 3, we can make them simpler than they may seem when you first look at them. And again, will we ever in this lifetime actually obtain samyama? Who knows? Maybe, who knows? Every soul is really different, and we all come from a different, story. And those karmas, how many have already been exhausted? And maybe we are in a place where we're ready to detach from this stuff, right? Yeah, it's quite beautiful. Book 3 is my favorite just because I think it's crazy, and I think it's amazing to wrap our heads around things that may not seem altogether tangible or possible. I've learned a lot in my practice in 29 years, and one of them is to never disbelieve anything. Because in a space of open-mindedness, there's so much to see and feel and hold and take in and be a part of that we would miss otherwise. So, all right, 324 is next. Soon, I promise. Shanti.